Hey, this is Jeremy for 10xyourgigs.com, and I am sitting here in my car. It's actually Monday afternoon, and picking my son up from school. So I've got a few minutes to kill here while I wait for him, and because I am a workaholic, I thought I'd go ahead and record this podcast for you, something that I've kind of been thinking about lately, a few questions that have come up to me recently, and just wanted to put this out there and see what your experience might be with this situation. I've got my own take on it, but I know that this comes up actually for a lot of performers, something that independent entertainers are concerned about or have been concerned about at one time or another. Have you ever been undercut for a gig by another performer? You know, maybe you bid on a lead that came in through Gig Masters, and the person who got the booking was the one who came in with the lowest bid. Or maybe there's another band or DJ that got the gig at the bar because they work cheaper. One way or another, someone else got a gig that you should have gotten because they would perform for less or even for free. Has that ever happened to you? What did you do about it? This actually happened to me several years ago. I still remember it. I was just starting out booking my self-produced shows at nightclubs, taverns, neighborhood bars as part of the Grassroots Comedy Tour. And I had a bar that was really interested in booking us, and we just needed to figure out the best date for the show. So I remember following up with the bar owner, and they told me that they had actually had another comedian had called them and offered to do the show for like $100 or something like that. So they were going to try it first with that guy because it was so much cheaper and see how it goes, and then maybe book my higher price show later on if it went well. And of course, when I called back after that, they said it didn't go very well, and now they won't book comedians because the first show they did with the cheap one left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. It was such a disaster of an experience that the bar had to do a lot of damage control with their customers, and therefore didn't want to risk having another bad experience with a comedy night. All right, get in, bud. How was school? Good. All right. I'm just recording this real quick.
Oh, shoot. Doors aren't closed.
All right. Yep. Put your seatbelt on. All right. Ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. Let's do it. I'm just going to keep recording this if you don't mind.
Okay.
So I remember when that happened. I was pissed, man. I was so pissed. You know, I was plotting in my head ways to run this other asshole out of business. You know, I felt like I needed to warn all the bars in the country about this cheap amateur. But really, what could I do? There are hundreds of thousands of bars in this country. There's no way I could warn them all. You know, I would have wound up spending my time, my energy, focusing on a negative, and probably actually put myself out of business in the process. So, doing all that. So I let it go. I just moved on. I realized there's an abundance of gig opportunities out there. I can create faster than anyone can steal. My show delivers real value to its venues and audience. At least 85% of the venues doing repeat bookings with me. So the solution was to create differentiation. I started doing more and more and more to separate myself from the competition, so it didn't matter if someone else made more or less, or bid more or less, or delivered a great show or a shitty one. I made sure to start delivering results and value first. I produced self-contained shows to keep it as stress-free as possible for the venue. I offered door deals. I offered results-based guarantees. different gigs have different results to achieve. If you're performing at a dive bar, a county fair, a company party, a comedy club, a theater, or a library, it doesn't matter. They all have different individual objectives and problems to solve. Their entertainment needs to be a fun way to meet those objectives and help solve those problems. What works for one might not work for another, but the universal commonality is they all act based on their own self-interest. So, if you're worried about getting undercut for gigs, the solution is to deliver value and results in advance. Put yourself in a category of one or few, be awesome and deliver an amazing experience, build relationships, and don't worry about anyone else's deal. I do stand-up comedy. My niche is small town neighborhood bars and taverns. I highly doubt Chris Rock or Louis C.K. or Jim Jeffries or Bill Burr or Daniel Tosh or any of these guys are saying, man, I'd work more, but I'm being undercut by that guy named Iowa. You know, determine your own fee. And that's just whatever you want to get paid. Determine your own fee and figure out how to deliver that much value plus more. Think of ways to deliver 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, even 10 times as much value as you get in pay. That will set you apart from probably 90% of all the other entertainers out there, amateurs or professionals. Deliver as much value as you can in advance. And it's okay to get started for free. You can probably give away 50%. The trick is to make it the right 50%. You also don't have to deliver that much value all at once. It's actually better to drip it to your venues and clients and audience members just a little bit at a time over a long period of time. That's what helps keep top of mind awareness. And of course, be really fucking good at what you do. Deliver an amazing experience to your audience. When they do pay your engagement fee or ticket price or whatever, make sure they get that much value in return plus more. That results in more merchandise sold. That results in more word of mouth and referrals, and it results in more butts in the seats. Your calendar fills up faster with bigger and better gigs, and you make more money. And then the $100 amateur that stole your gig by undercutting you and delivering a horrible performance and ruining comedy in that town or whatever it is, that guy isn't even on your radar anymore. So I actually have a lot to say on this, especially the idea of delivering twice as much to 10 times as much value. So stay tuned in. But what do you think? Use the comments section below this post to answer this question. How do you handle getting undercut by the competition? Otherwise, this is Jeremy for 10extragigs.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk soon.